The fight against COVID-19 seemed to turn a corner when the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines emerged, but researchers are now finding that one vulnerable group of people could remain at risk. That's because the vaccines might not produce enough of an antibody response. Ashar Qureshi has more on the group that some scientists are concerned about.
Like so many, 67-year-old Barbara Creed was relieved to get vaccinated against COVID-19.
I was so excited. I really felt that all I needed to do was get a vaccine and that life would be good.
Creed battled pulmonary arterial hypertension for years. She underwent a double lung transplant last May. Now she takes 30 immunosuppressive pills a day, which makes her vulnerable to infection.
1 out of 3 immunosuppressed people who get COVID doesn't make it. So it's just imperative that I not get COVID.
Pfizer and Moderna's vaccines are reportedly at least 94% effective at preventing severe disease and death, and 100% of trial participants produced some antibodies. But transplant recipients and other people who are immunocompromised were excluded from those original trials. That affects about 10 million people in the U.S.
Severely immune suppressed individuals from things like AIDS, so from HIV infection, from being on chronic steroids for inflammatory conditions, autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis or lupus.
Researchers at Johns Hopkins conducted their own study and disappointingly found only 17% of immunocompromised people produced detectable antibodies after receiving their first Moderna or Pfizer dose. Dr. Brian Boyarsky was the study's lead author.
We categorically do not think that transplant recipients or other immunosuppressed people should assume that they are immune to COVID after getting vaccinated.
For people like Creed, the Johns Hopkins research was like a gut punch.
It just kind of sets me back a little bit, that all these hopes that I had are not there.
Despite being fully vaccinated, some may live under a cloud of uncertainty.
They may be immune suppressed. And so, we may say, oh, they got the vaccine, it's all good, but maybe it's not.
1, 2, and 3.
Creed says she worries that others who are immunocompromised may be living with a false sense of security.
I would like them to know that even though they're vaccinated, that they may not be safe.
Reporting from Chicago, I'm Ashar Qureshi.